What's up, everybody? Today we're here with my good friend and colleague, Sarah.
Hi, George.
Hello. And we are talking about the 5 knives that everybody should own, according to you.
And a few picks of our own. Let's talk knives.
Sarah, tell us what you do here at Blade HQ.
So I'm the digital marketing specialist. I'm typically behind the camera, but today I have the honor of being here with you.
Well, wonderful. So normally when I hold knives here, you chase it with this camera and then they switch and I move it and I just make your life so hard.
Yes.
So today you get to play with knives instead of try and follow them.
Yeah, I'm excited. Let's do it.
I'm excited too. So 6 years ago, even before I worked here, Zach and Ben got together and they did a video where they put out a poll and asked everybody what are the knives that everybody should own. And they pulled the 5 and they talked about them. So we did the same thing and we got a different list.
Yeah.
There are some repeat offenders, but we have some new ones. And I think the most obvious of the newcomers is going to be the Benchmade Bugout.
Yeah, and I think before, when they made this video, it was a little bit too soon for the Bugout when it came to the industry.
It's just a baby.
I know,
like
but
less than a year probably.
Totally deserves its spot on this list. I mean, it is, if not the most sold, the most talked about knife that I think that we post about on Blade HQ, at least.
Yeah,
So.
I feel like everybody in the knife industry has an opinion on the Bugout.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's either good or bad.
Yeah, if you go to somebody and say, hey, I'm a knife enthusiast, they're gonna be like, oh, well, what do you think of the Benchmade Bugout? And it's either, oh, I love it, or somebody like, yeah, it's a little small, a little light.
Yeah.
But my goodness, do people love this thing, and it's one of the best-selling knives of all time.
I think it's awesome. I think it's, in my opinion, one of the most all-around knives you can get, obviously counting out like fixed blades and super rugged stuff. But I mean, come on, look at it. It's super lightweight, comfortable in the hand. I love it.
Yeah, I think the axis lock is something that a lot of people really, really love too, because it's ambidextrous, it's super strong, it's fidgety. I mean, I would not believe the results of this list if a Bugout wasn't on it.
Yeah. And I think it's super cool that you can almost customize it how you want it with all the aftermarket parts and everything. I mean, there's kind of endless opportunity with that. So it just adds to the favor of people loving it so much.
Now, the original Benchmade that was on this list in 2018 was the 940. And that one was still a pretty high performer. If we were doing a top 10 knives, the 940 would have been there. But
Yeah.
I think just because of how usable and simple and lightweight the Bugout is, it was guaranteed a spot on this list.
Oh yeah, it's a very universal knife. I agree.
Yep. But then next up, we have the Paramilitary 2. This one made the list last time as well.
Another excellent knife. Really good in the hand, awesome ergonomics. I mean, it's a Spyderco. There deserves to be a Spyderco on this list, and I think the PM2 is an awesome option.
Yeah, the Manix was up there as well, but I think the PM2 just screams Spyderco.
Yeah.
It was a collaboration design between Sal Glesser and Eric Glesser based on the old military. It's got the compression lock, which is just such a great lock. It's strong, it's fidgety, it's easy to actuate, and my understanding is it's pretty difficult to make, but Spyderco is determined to do the hard things, like make crazy steels, magnet cut,
they really do.
all the crazy stuff. But they do it and they execute it so well. This one's got a CPM S45 VN blade. This one's got the black handle and the black G10.
Yep.
But yeah,
I like it. I mean, you can use this in all applications. You can read online that they used this for like military personnel and everything like that, along with just everyday carry. So I don't see why you wouldn't want to pick one of these up. It seems like it can really do everything that you would put the task to.
Yep, and my favorite thing about this is we have a fairly stout blade stock, but look how thin this tip is because of the distal taper. It's
Super
just
slicey.
piercy, slicey.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
Well
I
done,
like
Spyderco. Then next up, from our friends at Microtech, we have the Ultratech.
Lovely knife. We have the double-edged version here. Full aluminum handles. This is an amazing knife. It might, like an OTF, you don't necessarily think super rugged and like overbuilt, and I wouldn't say this necessarily is overbuilt, but you can really put it through some tough tasks. And so for an EDC type OTF, I think it's really nice.
Yeah, if I were going to a war zone and picking a Microtech, I think I'd go with the Combat Troodon. But for everyday carry, the only Microtech OTF I have is an Ultratech.
Yeah, and Tony definitely knows how to give our audience and his audience every single option for this knife. I mean, there are colors of the rainbow out there. It is amazing. I think you can truly get it to however you feel fit for your pocket. So
Yep, every color you can imagine, every blade style, different handle textures, different edge types. There's some like 700 or 800 variants of the
it's
Ultratech
crazy.
nowadays.
yeah, and super good materials too. I mean, they definitely know what they're doing at Microtech.
Aluminum
And
M390 on this
the
one.
new one that he just released at Blade Show, gonna be so good.
So good. And that is coming to replace the old Ultratechs.
Yeah.
It'll be a little bit more expensive, but it comes with an even smoother action. It comes with a 0 blade play in the handle. Oh, it's incredible. I'd be looking forward to that. I think in 6 more years when we do this again, that Ultratech will happily be on this list.
Yeah, I would think so.
Then next up, we have our first brand that didn't make the list last time, and that is Protech with the Malibu. This one came as very highly recommended, and I think the reason this one is because it started a craze. If you've been around the knife industry in the last 5 years, you've seen the button lock flipper come, and but this is the knife that started the music.
Absolutely. I mean, it's super fidgety, but it'll also get the job done that you're looking for. So I think that's why so many people are drawn to it. I mean, their materials are amazing. I believe this one is Magna Cut, no?
I think so. It's an operator, so it's not well marked. I know my Malibu is Magna Cut.
Oh, yeah.
I have,
We both have one.
yeah, I have my Brotech, and then you have the
Galtech.
Galtech.
Protech hooked us up.
Man, I love Protech. Yeah, this one's
good
got the
stuff.
black and the blue on the back, and here's
And I
the
have
purple.
the purple and the black.
And Protech purple looks so good.
I know. It's probably one of the best purples on the market.
Yeah.
No hate.
No
but
hate, but
it's good.
high quality purple coming out of Protech.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but I love the Malibu. Its handle is just right. Its design is functional but not threatening. I believe it's a Matthew Lurch design. It's great, and we just can't keep them in stock. We were looking for one that was in stock. The only ones we had at the time of
Doesn't
filming
exist.
were customs, like $1,000
Yeah,
knives.
exactly.
So if you like a Malibu, I would recommend getting one when you see it because it will not be around for long.
For sure.
And then lastly, taking the spot of the Zero Tolerance 0562, we have the Chris Reeve Sebenza. And honestly, I was surprised that this one wasn't on the list last time.
Yeah.
It's just cool.
I know, I really like it. I think one thing is you look at this, it's almost, I think a lot of people see it as their grail knife for sure, just because of the price and the materials. It's something that, at least from what I hear at shows and through our YouTube channel, is people love Chris Reeve and they want this knife so bad. And it's almost a gentleman's knife. I know, they did so good.
Like you're right, it has a class to it. Like you feel this, you're like, that is quality, that is premium. But it also feels rugged. Like I would take this camping, I would put this in my suit pants, I would do all that.
Yeah, it's definitely a heavier, well-built knife. I mean, it has Magna Cut blade, full aluminum or titanium body. It's phenomenal. I can see why everyone wants it, and if I could, I would have one of my own. But it's just not really my speed. But
not
I
in the
get
cards
it.
just yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm hearing the music on this one, and I am truly impressed with Chris Reeve's ability to like continually sell. Because I thought everybody was like me, like this is my grail knife. I will save up. I'll get it one day. Maybe it's my retirement gift to myself or something. But these things show up and they fly. Like
Yeah, people want them.
in minutes. All of these $600 knives are gone.
Yeah.
But that's just because Chris Reeve is that good. And I know a lot of you guys are saving up and waiting for the drops.
Yeah.
But like, man, they just can't keep up with production because you guys buy so many Chris Reeve knives.
I know. The small and the large. I mean, they make one, if we're looking at women and men, the small one is perfect for someone like me with smaller hands. So I totally get the craze. It makes sense.
Now, I have heard people asking for a medium Sebenza. What do you think?
If he could find the perfect size between the small and the large, sure. I
the
mean,
large
he
is
would sell
pretty
them, let's
big.
be honest. I don't think
would.
it really matters. But it'd be cool.
But Chris Reeve, well done.
Yeah.
So this is a great list. We have 2 that came back, but these 3 are all new for
Brand
this
new.
year.
Yeah.
Now, there is an honorable mention. I believe you have one on your side over there.
The lovely Iridium.
The Kershaw Iridium did not make the list by 1 vote. The Chris Reeve Sebenza got 1 more vote in our poll. But the Kershaw Iridium came out last year, and the fact that it got that popular in that short amount of time is incredible.
Wasn't this our best-selling knife of the year?
Yep.
Last
More
year?
people bought Iridiums than any other knife in 2023.
Yeah. I have the special Blade HQ version, so you won't be able to get this one, but
Yeah, our event coordinator cooked this up with Kershaw, where they got the blue backspacer with the, man, I'm jealous. I remember I got my 1-year knife, and it was
Sorry,
a CRKT
George.
Pilar back then,
Oh.
which is still a great knife,
Yeah.
but this is
It's an Iridium.
It's newer. It's
We'll take it.
shinier.
Exactly. It looks cool.
Yeah.
For sure.
So this is according to the audience. These are their picks. However, we have some of our own. The deal we made for ourselves, just like we did last time, we have to pick 2 of our own and then agree on a third. So tell me what your first one is.
All right, I'll go first. So I want to do a multi-tool because obviously it's not much of a knife, but it has a knife. And so I'll count that as a knife. Okay. So this is the Malga 5 from MKM. It has a magna cut blade, an awesome little knife. I use it all the time in my garage, breakdown boxes, cutting rope, whatever it is. It has also other multi-tools on it, such as a screwdriver. I use it on my bike all the time.
How do you have a bike?
Yeah, I bike a lot.
Is it like a bike or a bike?
I don't know, maybe in the middle. I don't go mountain biking, but I'll bike around a lot. But yeah, I mean, it's super small, obviously very similar to a Swiss Army knife or a Leatherman, you know, without the pliers, but it gets the job done. And if I had to use this every day for the rest of my life, I probably could. So I'd say it's a pretty good pick.
Yeah, and I do like how it still has all of the accoutrements you love about a Swiss Army knife, but
the saw, the serrated blade.
But I mean, I'm a steel nerd, so I'll take a magna cut blade wherever I can get one.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was tempted to go the multi-tool route as well.
Yeah, you and your Leatherman.
Every single day I'm carrying my Leatherman Arc.
Yep,
but
that's a good one.
I decided that if in this scenario I can only have these knives, I have pliers. Those aren't knives. Those don't follow the rules. I also have screwdrivers. But I will tell you this. Have you ever tried cooking with a folder?
Yes, and it's not that good.
Yeah, so my first knife is going to be the Benchmade station knife. And this just happens to be the highest quality kitchen knife that I could find in the building today.
It's so pretty.
Oh, it's so good. This
I want one so bad.
Super thin on the blade.
That is.
One of the sliciest. In fact, right before we filmed, the beater over here, our social media manager, is like, cut. And then he just came over and just admired this knife for 5 minutes. He wants it bad. And it's so good.
It is good.
So this is going to be my first one. I want a dedicated kitchen knife if I can only have 5 knives for the rest of my life.
I respect it. It is thin, but I still feel like if you're not cutting food, you could probably still get away with cutting some normal things with this blade.
Yeah, I mean, we all know that your kitchen knives do a lot of weird stuff too.
Exactly.
And if you do something stupid, Benchmade has a really great warranty. They probably will make you pay to replace the blade, but...
Yours for life.
Yours for life.
I dig it. It's
Benchmade coming in clutch with the warranty again.
I would take it.
All right, that's my first pick. What's your second pick?
So I was between a fixed blade and an auto, and I decided an auto has a lot of the same characteristics of a fixed blade where it can be rugged and tough. So I went with the ProTech Rockeye. I have this awesome operator model, matches the Malibu we showed earlier.
This one's special. This is our exclusive that has the blue tritium
tritium button. So good looking. Plus, if you feel this knife, you know that it is built for the hardest tasks. Obviously, people go out into the field with it. People do stuff at home with it. I don't see, honestly, a situation where you wouldn't be able to do something with that knife.
So one thing I love about Les George is he is a combat veteran. He knows what kind of knives need to be used for those really hard tasks.
Yeah.
But he also is a true student of the knife. He didn't just come home, draw a knife, and make a business out of it. He studied. He made things that are, they look good, they feel good, and they are capable of doing the hard work.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things about this is if you prop it up like that, it keeps the edge way up. So if you're around camp and you're cutting some vegetables or whatever, just plop, edge safe.
Get your blade dirty.
Yep.
Absolutely.
The Sebenza does that too. I really appreciate that in a knife.
Yeah, but I mean, I love a fixed blade. I think they're super cool, and obviously they have their uses. But for me, smaller pockets, I don't really wear a belt, so I'm not gonna have something suspended to my belt or really like hanging off of my pocket. So a folder was kind of just the way to go.
If the work gets hard, it's gonna be one hand openable, operable, just like a fixed blade would be. You can keep it in your pocket.
Yeah, and I don't do anything crazy, so that's really all I would need is one of these. So there you go. All right, George, show me. Last one.
I went the same hard use route. I brought my Cold Steel 8010.
Big fan. That's like your favorite knife, is it not?
Yeah, this is my favorite folder of all time. It's just so good. I know that a lot of reviewers are like, why would you do this pocket clip, Andrew Demko? Andrew Demko, I hear the music.
He gets it.
0 hot spots. It is so broad, it lands in your palm, nothing. It's like I'm holding a fixed blade.
That
It
is nice.
so comfortable. And I just love it. It looks good, it feels good. It's got the triad lock, which is basically the strongest lock there is.
It is.
It's up there for sure.
Oh, yeah.
And I love it. This
Yeah.
one's a bit of a beefster though. It's kind of heavy.
Yeah, I don't know. It's definitely a little too big for my hands, but comparing it to a fixed blade, it feels really good. I mean, considering it has the pocket clip, you're right, it does not have a hot spot. It feels nice. So I dig it, and I'm sure you can do lots of pretty heavy duty tasks with this thing. So
Yep.
very well picked.
And then the knife that we agreed upon isn't too far away from this because
That's true.
it involves another Demko invention.
Exactly.
It is
The arcade.
the Flytanium Arcade.
Love this knife.
So I know why I picked this one. I want to know why you agreed to this one.
Well, to start, I guess the story of me getting this was Flytanium was releasing the arcade, and they kindly asked me to be a part of their launch and all the teasers and everything, and they let me design my own knife, and I was like, wait, this is the coolest thing ever. I can pick absolutely any color material that I want in my knife, and as a woman, I guess, it just resonates with like picking out my outfit and everything and like having everything match. But it's also just a really cool folder, and it's super fidgety. I remember I first got it and I was just sitting there all day long just doing that. But it's reliable, I'll say that. I use it a lot to do just random things throughout the day, and no complaints.
Yeah, so my favorite things about it is this is the first non-Demko knife to feature the Demko patented shark lock,
Yep.
which not only is fidgety, like you said, but it's also really strong. One of the strongest locks there is.
Oh yeah.
And then also, just like the others, holds up like that, keeps the edge
does.
off the table.
We
It's gonna
love
be
that.
useful for that. And then I just love the way it fits in the hand. Like it locks
Yeah.
in just enough. The handle almost reminds me of the Bugout's handle, where you have an ever so slight hook off the back here,
At the bottom.
which,
Keep your hand on there.
yeah, if I need to grab it in reverse or whatever, it's not going to be uncomfortable. But in the conventional grip, I am locked in and ready to go. And then add that to all of the extra flair, like you're saying, dress it
beauty.
up however.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I don't have to have a million knives to match every outfit. I just
It's
need an
true.
arcade.
Yeah, and I mean, innovation-wise, come on, they've really thought of it all. They're still to this day coming out with more and more inlays, handles, textures,
They have
everything.
The full titanium handles.
Yeah,
I'm like,
super
I got the titanium Damascus inlay. Maybe I should just do the whole titanium thing.
Right, but yeah, they knew what they were doing, and I think they knocked it out of the park. So I think it deserves a spot.
I agree. Well, this has been exciting.
Yeah.
I do really appreciate you guys contributing to this, and I think you guys have great taste in knives. These 5 are all awesome. I have owned all of them except a Sebenza. I did have an Nkosi there for a minute, but then I needed $400 real bad, and
Yikes.
I had to
The wife
say goodbye.
wouldn't let you do that.
It was a sad day, all right? But one day a Sebenza will be in my collection, but all of these are knives I bet my life on.
Yeah, and I handle these all the time, every day, taking photos and obviously making videos that you guys see all the time. And I truly believe each one of these is fairly voted for and deserves a spot in the top 5. So great picks.
Yep. And you can find all of these and more at bladehq.com, as well as just about all the knives we listed and our picks as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if you like knives, go to bladehq.com and buy some.
We'll see you there.